Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the area of JAIB. Okay, so we were talking about AFM accounting and financial management for bankers. Or before I proceed further, everyone, registration is going on. The first week is going on. So I hope you'll be looking forward towards the examination at this point of time with the best foot forward, because ultimately, why are we giving the examination? To clear it, na? So if you are giving the examination, fill up your forms in time. Right, everyone? So go ahead and check it out. Secondly, if you have gone through the practice questions already, it's good. But if you haven't started looking at it, then hurry up and check it out on our website, in our app for further details, everyone. The practice questions are available in the PDF format as well. Below this class, you will find a particular link to click to download PDF, from where you can download the PDF of the class as well, right? So there you will find all the PDFs of these respective classes. Acha, everyone, looking forward to the first question. Actually, before we proceed further, three things to do. First of all, if you haven't liked the particular channel, then like the particular channel. If you haven't subscribed to our classes, to the particular channel, then go ahead and subscribe the channel and like the particular video. Along with this, do the third part as well, that is share it among your peers. So that's the particular three requests that I would like to make. Along with this, if you haven't gone through our courses yet, our courses there's a new batch which is just starting, I think by the mid of the March. So kindly go through that particular batch as well. And for that, what you need to do is use the code Y541. It is written below here. By using the code Y541, you will get 81% discount if you get it right away. If you will wait, then probably this opportunity will go away. So if you're planning to look forward towards your JIB preparation, then go ahead and buy the Mahapack. Why do I say Mahapack? Mahapack includes bilingual, English medium, mini marathon, marathon. We are introducing new batches as well: revision batch, numerical batch, MCQ batches. There are so many batches that we are coming up with. Please go through all those things as well. Along with this entire scenario, we are also dealing on our YouTube. We have already completed, I have completed the area of playlist of individual chapters as well. Go through that specific area. And for the other part, that is, if you're planning to look forward towards the blended question, this is a particular series of blended questions. Matlab, all the particular chapters are included in this specific area together. So currently I'm taking care of more of module A and B in today's session. So please go ahead and like it and share it among your peers, everyone. Let's go ahead with it, everyone. What's the first question? As per the original cost method, which is the correct formula for calculating annual depreciation? What do you mean by the term depreciation, everyone? Depreciation is the cost of asset minus the scrap value divided by the estimated life. Okay, this is cost minus scrap value. Second is scrap value minus cost, cost minus market value or cost. Last point is cost minus the scrap value and divide by market value. Under the original cost method, which is also called straight line method, and it is also called fixed installment method. Okay, so under this we cover the specific area of cost minus the scrap value. The formula is cost, that is your purchase price, minus your scrap value divided by the life of the asset. This is what they call as formula for SLM. Once you have decided the specific depreciation, the same depreciation is charged every single year. That is depreciation per annum. Okay, once you decide the depreciation per annum, that same depreciation is charged every single year. Now comes the next question. A machinery was purchased on 1st of April 2020 for 5 lakh rupees, and on 1st of October 2020 a new machine is added for rupees 2 lakh. Matlab, okay, the first machine was bought on 1st of April. It is used for the entire 1 year. The second machine was purchased on 1st of October for rupees 2 lakh, and it is used for half year, of course, because it is purchased on 1st of October. Calculate the balance of the machine account if the depreciation is charged 20% per annum on written down value method every year, the ending 31st of March. So can I say 5 lakh for 1 year? It is going to be 5 lakh multiplied by 20%, because it is specified amount now. See, under depreciation you charge a specific amount of depreciation only. That is 5 lakh into 20% is fixed. It is rupees 1 lakh that you have to pay. Now 2 lakh in that is, this is for use for half year. That means can I say this is going to be 2 lakh into 20% but into 6 by 12, or I can say this particular percentage can be half, that would be rupees 20,000. So my total depreciation to be charged is equal to 1,20,000. It is total 1,20,000. It was bought for total book value by the end of the year is 7 lakh rupees. From the book value, remove the depreciation for the year, which is 1,20,000 everyone, and that comes out to be 6 lakhs, 5 lakh 60, 6 lakh 80 or 5 lakh 80. It comes out to be 5 lakh 80,000. Done everyone? Interesting question based upon the basics, pure basics, nothing else. This is purely the basics. Right? Done everybody? Okay. Okay, everyone. Now the next point. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. The next question says, it is 5 lakh 80. Which of the following best describes depreciation? Matlab, all of these define depreciation, but which one is the best one? That is valuation of the fixed assets at the end of the year, verification of the assets, and then we have allocation of cost of the fixed assets over its useful life, or decreasing the market value of the asset. When we talk about the term depreciation, it can be stated as a reduction in the value of the asset due to usage, due to wear and tear, due to it turning into scrap, or technological obsolescence. Okay, I can see the value saying that it is uh, decreasing in the market value. It doesn't happen that way. If I buy a new phone, what will happen? I am using that phone for quite a long time. Now, the value of that particular phone will not decline market value. The market value will not decline further. You know, if it declines, it is because of technology. Okay, obviously the technology is changing every single year. So obviously there would be a change because of that, but the market value of what I'm holding will not change. The book value, I am holding this phone, I'm using this phone every single day. So there's a decrease in the market value. No, book value. You know? Then valuation of fixed asset at the end of the year. This is just a very brief description of what exactly happens. Verification of assets. No, it's not linked to the verification of assets as well. It is purely linked with only and only one thing. That is allocation of the cost of the fixed assets over its useful life. Okay? It tells you about the cost of the fixed assets over its useful life, everyone. Which of the following is a correct distinction between a revenue reserve and a capital reserve? Okay, I hope this is visible clearly. Otherwise, let me just adjust the particular point there. Visible clearly now? Okay. The revenue reserve is created out of capital profits, whereas capital is created out of the business profits. Revenue reserves can be used for distribution of dividend with certain preconditions, while capital reserves can be used without any preconditions. Revenue reserve is created for strengthening the financial position, whereas capital reserve is created for meeting the capital losses or used for the purpose of specified for Companies Act. There is no distinction between revenue reserve and capital reserve. There's a very strong distinction, everyone. The correct answer is actually C. Why? Because revenue reserves is basically created out of your general working. Okay, every single year you are making your work and you are trying to earn, and then whatever the surplus the organization earns, it gives a part of it to the people. That's a revenue reserve. And then we have something called capital reserve. Capital reserve matlab this is that part of your profit which is basically kept aside, right? Okay, done everyone. Now comes the next pointer. That is, which of the following is our... Acha, acha, theek hai. You were finishing off that part, na? I'm sorry. That is regarding the capital reserve. Capital reserve is basically a reserve which we are defining that this is used for business for so and so purpose. Very strictly we say this is used for this particular purpose or that particular purpose exclusively. Revenue is basically the surplus that we are earning. कहीं भी use कर लो, कोई problem नहीं है. We can use it as and where we would like to. That is revenue. And then we have the capital reserve as well. Now comes the next point. That is, which of the following statements are correct about the provision? Acha, provision is basically na, I know I'm scared about the future. So what I do is I am like keeping a certain amount of savings for the future. That's the best part that we do, na? है ना? So that is, provisions are charged against the profits of an enterprise. Provisions are created out of the divisible profits. Then creation of provision are not necessary for a business. Provisions are created to meet their own liability. मतलब basically ना we can see, we are anticipating कि in the upcoming future we might have to pay. Right? We might be thinking about this part कि पक्का in the future I might have to pay. So I should be saving certain amount of money for my future. है ना? So what's correct? Acha, 1, this is 1, 2 and 3. Okay. This is 2 and 4. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 4 only. According to you, which among the following is correct? Provision is one thing. It is known for known things only. Okay, na? Provision is basically for something which we can see is coming up in the future. So that is one part is I can surely say this is fourth. Provisions are charged against the profits of the enterprise. Again, I think I'll go with the first one as well, because now what we do is, from where will you save, everyone? The money that you have taken in your organization, no? The answer is 1 and 4. That means the money that I've got in the business, the money that I earn as a profit, I will keep a part of it for this particular area. You know, that is what we look forward to. Which of the following statements is not appropriate for the relation of provision? Which one is not correct for provision, everyone? Provision in this case can be stated as what? Provision is basically a charge against profit. Provision is a known liability. Provision is created for strengthening the financial position of a business, or creation of a provision satisfies the principle of conservatism. वैसे तो it satisfies the principle of conservatism. Conservatism says anticipate the losses but not profits. Be scared of your future and start saving a certain amount of money for your future. That's what we look forward to, right? And then we say the provision is a charge against profit. It is also true. From the profit we save a certain amount of money and saying ki acha, we might need the money in future, start saving. Provision is for known liability, that is also true, but where does it really strengthen the position? We're just some scared people who are being very cautious about the work, and we are open to that learning, right? We know that we might need the money in future, so we are open to that particular part. That is C. Acha, next point is a question that this is related to your BRS, everyone. Bank reconciliation statement. Debit balance as per the cash book ABC Enterprise on 31st of March 2020 was this 1500. Matlab I had 1500 rupees in my pocket. Cool enough. We have a check which we deposited but not cleared. Acha, now this is the point we are saying debit balance as per cash book. We are given the cash balance. This is always my cash book balance, and this is my passbook balance. One of the best ways is to learning it through gestures. Cash deposited. Matlab I thought, pata, I've got 100 rupees. I've got 100 rupees. But the fact is, passbook said no, the check is not cleared yet. So obviously, I'll have to come back and see wherever the passbook goes. Whenever cash book is the starting point, now it says whatever the passbook would have done, I would follow the same thing. So technically, we're gonna do the minus 100. Checks issued but not presented for payment is 150. So that means in this case, the check is issued. Acha, I gave a check to someone and thought this is done, but the check is really not gone, because the point is the person forgot to get the money out. So technically, as soon as I'll remember, array, the person has not taken the money out, so the passbook is correct. So I should be back to passbook. Whatever passbook does, if passbook says I don't know about the transaction, just nullify it. This is what we are doing. It had no clue about the money incoming, minus. It had no clue about the money outgoing, plus. Then the bank allowed interest amount of 50 rupees. Now the bank said, we are giving you 50 rupees. The moment I came to know about it, even I will add 50 to it. There it is, adding 50. They collected dividend of rupees 50 as well. That is also added here. So in this case, that is the answer. It comes out to be, you have 1500 plus minus 100 plus 150 plus 50 plus 50. My answer comes out to be 1650. What's yours? That is 1600, 1450, 1850 and 1650. The answer is 1650. This particular question will be available to you in the form of PDF as well. So kindly keep it with you for your future records, because this will help you to study it further. है ना? Next point. Acha. The bank reconciliation statement is prepared so that the difference between the under mentioned balances can be reconciled. Difference in the balance in the bank and the cash balance. The difference in the balance in the passbook in the beginning or at the end. Difference in the passbook and the cash book balances, or none of the above. Now BRS is basically the fight. It is going to be a fight between bank reconciliation. They are trying to reconcile. So basically the cash book and passbooks are a little haywire. One says this particular transaction is done. Second says I don't know about it. Now there are certain transactions which it says we are dealing with it. They said it is in process. It's not done yet. So there are certain fights because of the timing differences or not knowing about the updates of the other side. There is no other difference. We don't say cash book is completely wrong or passbook is completely wrong, because to err is human. If a banker can make mistake, accountant can also make mistake. It can be from both the sides, right? Both the sides are using softwares. So if there is an error, we cannot blame any one of them. So in this case, the correct answer is differences between the passbook and the cash book balances. Okay, if the drawer is in the need of money and cannot wait till due date and receive the money from bank, is called endorsement of bill, discounting, retirement, dishonor. If the drawer is in need of money, then the drawer is in basically need of money. He's like, Array, I had given a bill to someone, but I need money directly. I want the money right away. What should I do now? Best thing, I go to the bank and I sell my bank bill receivable, because I know the person is going to give me money. So let's just sell this to the bank. The bank will purchase it on my behalf. Bank bought it, bank gave me certain amount of money, and I am at least relieved for the moment. In this case, this is basically called discounting. This is kind of selling. Simple language, you are selling your bill to the bank. So bank gets bill receivable and you get bank balance. And of course, they will never give you the entire amount because they are holding the bill for the entire period. It is for 10,000, you will receive 9,500. Taken up? That is what we'll do. Done. Acha, let's go for next question as well. Acha, the business expenditures not directly associated with the production of the goods or the services, for example, advertising, property, insurance expenditure, are operating expenses, non-operating, variable, none. There are certain expenses which are directly related to the production. We say कि अच्छा, for example, electricity expenses, water expenses, salary to the people. That clearly shows कि हाँ, this is the money that we need for the business, right? But the operating expenses are directly not directly related with the production. They are to run the business. ठीक है? That includes operating expenses can be said as this is basically the expenses which are not directly associated with the production of goods and services. Fixed are the ones which remains the same. Then variable are the one which varies with the consumption. Accrued are the one which are basically accruing, which we are not paying to someone yet. That is covered here as accrued. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I am with you with the area of AFM, Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers. Till date, we are done with a lot of parts of this particular area. Matlab, till date, we are done with entire modules once, and then now we are covering up the point again through the blended questions, matlab mixed questions. So this is the particular class where I'm covering all these things from the point of view of mixed questions. So before I proceed further, everyone, please share this particular session and like it, along with this subscribe to our channel. Secondly, when we talk about the sale right now, our sale is going on. It is just about to end. So I would suggest you all, if you're planning for your JIB preparation with us, then hurry up, use the code Y541 right away and get our courses. Do not wait even for a single minute more and get it done as early as possible, because 81% discount is available at Y541 code plus double validity on our Mahapack. So it is always beneficial that you go for this particular situation, and it would be really helpful for you further. Right, everyone? Okay, now let's begin with the session further, and please share the session, everyone, and also like it as well. Now, what do you mean by the term capital employed? Everyone, what do you mean by the term capital employed? Capital employed is the money which is basically invested in the business either by the businessman or anybody else, from whom they take a specific uh, loan from. ठीक है? Done? This is what they call this point. That is, when we talk about capital employed, this is the money employed by the businessman himself, or he has taken a loan for. Done, everyone? Okay, now let's talk about The answer there. First is capital employed is equal to fixed asset plus working capital. It can be from both the sides. It can be from the asset side or the liability side. Both of the particular situations are absolutely correct and justified. From the asset side, it would be the long-term ones. That means fixed assets plus working capital is correct, right? Whatever is left after paying off the current liabilities. Then capital employed is total assets. From the total assets, matlab current and non-current, remove the current liabilities out of it. This is done. Fictitious assets and non-trade investments. Ultimately, all those investments which are non-trade have to be eliminated. And then is capital employed is equal to equity plus non-current liabilities. This is also correct. So the answer is actually all of the above. All these are formulas for capital employed, everyone. This particular chapter is beneficial for you in multiple areas. So please make sure that you are dealing with this topic very carefully and in a proper manner as well. Right? The answer is all of the above. Acha, dash is an accounting technique used to periodically lower the book value of the loan or intangible asset over a set period of time. Amortization, depreciation, capitalization, or none of the above. What's the answer, everyone? What's going to be the answer in this case? When we talk about the book value getting lower and lower, but in case of intangible assets, not the tangible ones. Normally, whenever we see this particular point, it is always depreciation, because depreciation is the reduction in the value. But in this case, we are covering the point in such a way that it is based upon one thing. This is based upon only and only one thing, which is the particular area called amortization, because depreciation is on tangible assets. This is on tangible assets, and on intangibles we have amortization. Amortization is an accounting technique used to periodically lower the book value of the intangible assets, for example patent, trademark, copyright. So in that is covered in this case. In relation to the loan, amortization focus on spreading out loan payments over the period of time. So the reduction in the value of the asset can be covered here, isn't it, everyone? Done, everyone? Okay, now let's move on to the next point. Entries for the prepaid expenses, outstanding expenses, and depreciation are called as entries which are made for prepaid expenses, the expenses which we have paid in advance, outstanding expenses, the expenses which are yet to be paid, and the last one, which is closing entries as well as rectification. Rectification matlab there is an error and we rectify it. Closing entries are those entries which are the point which is closing. Closing matlab the year end, है ना? Done, everyone? The answer is adjustment entries. Why do we say adjustment entries? We have prepaid expenses, outstanding expenses, depreciation, adjustments done at the end of the accounting year at the time when we are using the particular method. Adjustments is done once we have prepared the trial balance. After this, we try to find out the benefits and the problems with it. That is covered under adjustment entries. Therefore, the entries passed for such adjustments is known as the adjustment entries. Closing is once your books are closed. Okay? That is covered in this area. Okay, the process of recording, classifying, and summarizing the business transactions in order to know the financial result is called bookkeeping, accounting, journalizing, or none of the above. We're talking about recording it, classifying it, and summarizing all the business transactions. We are just doing the first three parts, R, C, and S. When you're doing this part, this is basically neither bookkeeping or I would say journalizing, because we want to know the financial result as well. That is why it has to be called as accounting. ठीक है ना? This will be also called as accounting. Which of the following will be treated as drawings? Withdrawing money for payment of salary to employees, withdrawing money for payment to the creditors, withdrawing money from business for private expenses, withdrawing money for purchase of an asset. What's the answer? Everyone? When we talk about drawings is the personal expense. In this case, I would say this is basically the personal expenses of the person when he's using business money and saying, yes, now I need money for my personal use as well. That is considered here as drawings. Done? Here comes the question, everyone. Sale is recognized as revenue when the contract of the sale is entered into at the point of sale or performance of service after the expiry of credit period allowed to the debtors or after the money collected from the customers. When we talk about revenue na, revenue is basically the amount that is certain ki haan, we'll be receiving this money, pakka. That is covered here. When we talk about sales recognizes revenue at a situation where we talk about thereof at the point of sale or performance of service. है ना? We might be looking forward to the sale or performance of service. That is how we are getting that particular thing. It is about the certainty ki haan ji, we will receive this money in our future. Done? Okay, here comes the next point. In accounts, recording is made of only the financial transactions, or it is only the financial non-financial transactions, or it is basically financial and non-financial transactions, or personal transactions of the proprietor. What's going to be the correct answer, everyone? In accounts, recording is made of what? I would say recording is basically made of only one thing, financial transactions. Personal transactions have already been clearly said, yeah, this is not allowed. So this is clearly what they say. Only the financial transactions are the ones which are allowed. Rest, nothing is allowed. है ना? So in this case, what's going to be the answer, everyone? The correct answer is only and only financial transactions. You do not record anything else for that matter. Which of the following is not a limitation of accounting? Based on accounting convention, or accounting conventions based is not basically a problem. It's not a limitation. Evidence on in legal matters, incomplete information or omission of qualitative information. But in accounting, we cannot record good, we cannot record bad, we cannot record which is there and which is not there. So technically, this is something that we cannot do. The qualitative information cannot be considered here, है ना? So in this case, it is which is not a limitation to accounting. This is a limitation, sorry. Omission of qualitative is a limitation. Incomplete information is also a limitation. Based on accounting convention can be stated, or evidence in legal matters can be the point. So in this case, this is a positive point of the accounting. Okay, we can cover it there. right? Now comes, this is evidence. This is something which is not a limitation. What is the last step of accounting as a process of information, everyone? Recording economic events in the books of accounts, preparation of financial statements, communication of information or analysis, and interpretation of information. Everybody, what's the answer? What is the last step of accounting? You are telling everybody what happened and what didn't, है ना? That is to be covered in this area. So in this case, can we say it is the communication of information, because ultimately you will process everything and ultimately you will be telling the other person ki haan, this is what we do and this is what we don't. Agreed? So in this case, can we say it is the communication of information? Communication of information can be for the internal or the external user. There is no point where we will say that the external user is not used, internal is not used. The clear point is external or internal, both are users. है ना? चलिए. Now, communication can be given to both internal as well as external users. Then comes the trial balance might match in spite of the presence of. What kind of error will still not create a problem, everyone? An error which will not be visible in the books of accounts. Everybody? Error of complete omission or errors of principle? Error of complete omission, error of commission, or error of principle? Error of principle, basically you are recording something which is an expense and which is not matlab an asset. Both are debit side items, so ultimately it will still match. There won't be a problem there, you know. So in this case, error of complete omission. Error of complete omission means you will not record the entire transaction. You will simply say that this entire transaction cannot be noted. Okay. Error of principle clearly says कि record only. Acha, now the point is, if an expense is noted as an asset or asset is noted as an expense, this situation is covered here, right? So what can we call it? You will be calling it error of complete omission or error of principle. Done, everyone? So in this case, according to you, what should be the answer? Error of principle and complete omission only. Both are there. Complete omission clearly means that the entire portion is not noted. Matlab either on the debit side or the credit side. That means the trial balance will still match. Error of principle means expense noted as a income. No, expense है ना, it is a debit side item, then it is noted as an asset, or an asset which is noted as an expense. That is covered under error of principle, everyone. Okay. Then rupees 2000 received from the Smith, whose account was previously written off as bad, should be credited to bad debts recovered account, Smith's account, cash account, or none of the above. Rupees 2000 received from Smith, whose account was previously written off as bad. Matlab someone whom we thought he is gone, his name has been written off as a bad debt because the court has stated that nahi, you will not get the entire amount. So hardly 2000, hardly a few little amount was left, and then he said he has turned bankrupt. Now after a year, when the particular time period to recover money from them is over, he came back randomly and said that I would like to pay off the debt that I had taken. In this case, there's only one problem. In my books of accounts, I didn't record uh, Smith anymore now, because the point is, when it was recorded as a debtor, court made me relieve him, so technically my debtor was gone. When the person from whom I was supposed to receive money is gone now, so whatever money I receive now, since last year I had cried in front of income tax department that array I am facing a loss, and you are asking me for tax. This year we'll be doing the same thing, you know. Matlab, now we can say that we have already taken the sin of taking wrong amounts there in the bad debts, and then since the amount has been recovered, so in this case it would be treated as an income. Just a disclosure is required, nothing else, है ना? So in this case, it is going to be noted as if someone who's a debtor, who was previously a debtor, gives you money, it is cash to the bad debts recovered. Done. It is cash to bad debts recovered. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is not an error of commission? Error of commission matlab zero errors. Matlab we added one more zero. We had undercast or overcasting part. I wrote Ram's name instead of Sham's name. That's a very normal scenario. A sale of 560 not recorded in the books at all. Not recorded at all. It is error of omission. Then rent paid to landlord was posted to landlord's account. A purchase of 840 was wrongly posted to sales account. Instead of credited, Sham credited the other creditor Sham. This is also there. This can be there. See, this is an error where Sham is noted as Sham, the one which I just told you, writing the wrong name. A purchase entry was wrongly noted as sales entry. Rent paid to the landlord was posted to the landlord account. And this error was not recorded at all. Not recorded at all is complete omission, everyone. That is covered here. Rest all the sins are justified in terms of the organizations there. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Officers 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I am with you with the area of accounting and financial management for bankers. Okay, everyone. I hope I'm clearly audible as well as visible right now. Please share the session among your peers, everyone. Okay. First of all, please share this session, subscribe to our channel, and if you haven't done it yet, then kindly go ahead and hurry up, because you will get all the details regarding AFM here. Not only AFM, rather, the entire JIB as well as CIB, right? So first of all, subscribe to our channel, like this particular video, and the last thing, and share it among your peers. Acha everyone, the sale is going on. I hope you have already reviewed our sale. That means you are getting 81% discount. It would be ending soon. So if you haven't looked at it yet, then I believe you should not miss out on the point yet. Acha, let me just show you where to go. You just have to go onto our website first. Let me just discuss that part first. It is go on to our website, that is www.adda247.com, and then go on to the area of JIB and CIB, right? That is the second in number. Then you'll find it under the area of JIB and CIB, JIB CIB Mahapack. Mahapack at the time of sale is the most beneficial area. Under Mahapack, you get English medium, bilingual, test series, PDF of all the classes, handouts from our side, our marathons, our mini marathons, everything included. Now what you need to do is go on to the area of JIB Mahapack 2.0. Okay, then this has got all these things, ebooks as well, each and every module covered separately chapter wise. Okay, then what you need to do is click on the area of buy now, use the code Y54, use the code Y541 and apply it. As soon as you'll apply it, you will get it for 5,999 only. Okay, that means this is the correct perfect time to buy it. 81% discount simply means you will get for less than 6,000, and that too for 12 months. Not even 500 rupees per month you are spending in terms of your JIB CIB preparations. So if you are planning it, then hurry up, enroll yourself as early as possible. Okay, this is the perfect features of the JIB Mahapack. Once you have taken the Mahapack, you will get revision batch here, MCQ batches here, numerical batches, whatever batches we are introducing, everything will be here itself. So that's the perfect timing to go ahead and enroll yourself in our courses. Okay, everyone, let's pursue further. What were we looking forward to? Hanchi. So let's look at the question now. Okay, just a moment. Just a moment, everyone. Oh, Acha, the particular question that I've taken up is basically related to the area of cost of capital. Acha, what do you mean by the cost of capital, everyone? Cost of capital basically means the total cost that you are bearing because you are raising the capital of the organization. Okay? So that is cost of capital from all the sources of the funds is called the specific cost. It is just a specific one. It is a composite one, implicit or simple average. Cost of capital from all the sources is called composite cost. It is also called actually weighted average cost of capital. The other name of it is WACC. Okay? Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Which one of the following is more appropriate? Which one is more appropriate for the cost of retained earnings? Retained earnings is what, everyone? Retained earnings can be explained as the earnings that we are keeping in our business. We are using it for our purpose, right? Matlab, retained earnings is the money that we did not share with our shareholders. This is that part of the money which is still with us. That is how we define the point of retained earnings. Okay, so when we talk about the specific area of retained earnings, how do we find the cost of it? The best way to find the cost of retained earnings is weighted average cost of capital, opportunity cost of the firm, expected rate of return by the investor, or none of the above. Everyone, what's the answer? The correct answer, the retained earnings is the same as that of equity. If equity is given, then that would be the point. That is opportunity cost to the firm. Okay? This is similar to that particular area. Done, everyone? Okay. Now, let's move on. The next question is based upon match the following, everyone. So, let's look at the match the following question. The question is this. Match the following. The break-even point is given. Break-even point, cost volume profit, internal rate of return, and net operating income approach. Financial break-even point is that particular point at which financial break-even point is a situation where you're in a no profit, no loss situation. you're into a no profit, no loss situation. Rate of discount at which NPV is 0, cost of capital remains the same for different degrees of financial capital, the maximum level of earning before tax to satisfy all financial charges. Isn't 1 matching with D? If 1 is matching with D, then this is the point there, A, B, C, D. Now A is linked with the last one, you know. So when we have this particular situation, okay, now, this is also true when we talk about 1 is linked with D. So this is D. So in which this is the one where D is equal to 1. Then we have this one is matching. Then is cost, volume, profit analysis. CVP is basically the relationship between various cost, variable cost, sales, volume and profits. This is also true. 1 is 2, then B is 4. B is net B. Net operating income approach is how much money that we are making from our business, and if we are not earning enough, we will arrange the funds from multiple areas. And then is internal rate of return. At NPV, your IRR is 0. The answer is A, because here we are linking this A, B, C, D with 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is 3, 2, 1. 3, 4, 2, 1. Okay, just a moment. And everyone, now comes the next question. Acha, everyone, the previous question was related to the area of IRR, है that means we now continuing with IRR. What do you mean by NPV? Net present value is the present value of the organization's cash inflow and outflow. Okay, that is NPV. Now when we try to find out our net present value or NPV, we would like to know at what price our profit NPV, net present value, is equal to the income that we are earning. Because at NPV, when NPV is 0, the cost of capital, which a discounting factor, for example, if I take 10%, my NPV comes out to be 10%. So that means at 10%, my NPV is equal to 0. I'm assuming my cost of capital be 10%. That means at this point of time, whatever money I'm putting into the business, I'll get it back. The business will be obviously very happy कि चलिए the money that I'm putting into the business is at least coming back to me. That is very important for the business, of course. So then if I change my cost of capital, then it may either increase or either it may decrease. The conflicts in project ranking in capital budgeting as per NPV and IRR may arise because of size disparity, time disparity, life disparity, or all of the above. Everyone, what's the thing there to be taken care of? The correct answer is size disparity. Obviously, when the size is different, how do we keep on comparing things? Two projects are not comparable. Then comes time disparity. When there's a time disparity, obviously then we cannot find things. Then life disparity is what? Life disparity is basically the life of the assets are different. In this case, what can be the answer, everyone? The answer is actually all of the above. All these things, when we are taking together, then we cannot find everything. Okay? Now, this is it. Which method does not consider the time value of money? Which one among the following does not inculcate the time value of money? NPV method, or then we can go look forward towards the next method as IRR method, or average rate of return or profitability index? It considers. Profitability index considers. Then NPV considers. IRR also considers. The one which does not is average rate of return, ARR. Which of the following is not true with reference to the capital budgeting, everyone? Capital budgeting is related to the asset replacement decisions. Cost of capital is equal to minimum required return. Existing investment in a project is not treated as sunk cost, or timing of cash flows is relevant. Which of the following is not true with reference to capital budgeting? Capital budgeting relates to asset replacement as well, whether we should go for it or we should leave it altogether. Cost of capital is equal to minimum required return. That can and cannot be there. Existing investment in the project is not treated as a sunk cost. Why shouldn't it be? This cost is already done. Once you are already done with something, why would I consider the same thing again? It's like going into the past for some future thing. This is not relevant. You know, the one which is already done, it is sunk. If I have already bought a machinery, now I keep it or I sell it, that would be my call, isn't it? That would be completely my call. But if I replace it or I continue with it, that is capital budgeting. Whether I should buy the new machinery or not, whether I should improve this machinery or not, that is to be considered in this area, right? Now comes the next point, profit earned through normal activities of the business. First is operating profit, net profit, gross profit, or manufacturing profit. Profit which is earned through normal activities is normal profit. That is actually called regular profit is operating profit. Okay, that is called operating. If you ask me that, ma'am, how much money did you earn? I said I earned 12 lakh, 13 lakh, 50 lakh. Then you're like, Acha, your business goes up to 50 lakh. That is good. I said, no. 12 lakh is from my business. Remaining the entire amount is from the rental properties that I own. That means my running business profit is merely operating profit. That is merely 12 lakh. Okay, na? That means in this case, the amount is very less in case of my day-to-day activities, but more from my finance-based knowledge. Okay, na? I earn money from this, that, so and so place, right? Okay, here comes the next question, everyone. Outstanding salaries are shown where exactly? An asset in the balance sheet, a liability in the balance sheet, adjusted in the profit and loss account, or both B and C? What's the answer, everyone? Outstanding salaries. When we talk about outstanding salaries, we can say the salaries which are still not paid. It's a liability on my head. Obviously, we haven't paid it, and at the same time, I need to adjust it in my day-to-day business activities as well. So in this case, the correct answer is going to be both B and C. Next question. Acha, what is a balance sheet? It is a list of all the accounts in the books of business, an account showing trading activities of the business, an account showing the financial position of the business on a certain date, or a list of assets, liabilities, and capital at a certain date. How do we define the balance sheet, everyone? Balance sheet is basically an account which shows the financial position. Someone asked me that what is a net position of your business? I said my business earns this much amount of money or that much amount of money. When I'm clear up to that extent, that is profit and loss account, because you're asking about the financial performance. Now in this case, we are not asking about the financial performance. We're talking about how much your business owns. I said this is my net profit altogether. Okay, that is an account showing the financial position of the business as on a certain date. A list of liabilities, assets, capital of the business on a certain date is the point. This is actually the financial position as well of a business, but on a certain date. But D point is more extensive because this is not an account. Okay, na? This is not an account. This is a list of assets and liabilities. Opening stock 1 lakh, closing stock 60,000, purchases 50, GP 10%. The GP is, okay, find it out. COGS is equal to opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. Your opening stock was 1 lakh rupees. You purchased 50,000. Your closing stock was 60,000. Your cost of goods sold will come out to be rupees 90. They say whatever your gross profit is, it is 10% of sales. That means you will say sales minus 10% of sales is equal to cost of goods sold. If this is 100%, then remove 10% of it, so that will give you 90%. This means COGS is equal to 90% of sales, is equal to 90,000. Now can I say 90,000 divided by 90%, giving me an amount of 1 lakh rupees. This is my total sales, and 10% of the total sales is my GP. Everyone, for this question, the best thing is to utilize the particular formula for cost of goods sold and then find the value further. Done, everyone? The answer is 10,000. Simple question, and this could be made simpler, but I think since we're doing it for the first time, getting into more deeper questions, then once I'll be doing a little later now, I'll be discussing the tricks and ways to solve it in a very faster manner on as well. If you know about the faster manner, then write about the same about in the comment section as well, because yes, you can solve this question in a lesser time as well. But since many of you might be doing this particular question for the first time, so I'm just making a base for you to continue further towards the advanced level of questions. Right? Okay. Advance commission received existing in the trial balance is, we had already given some advance commission. When I pay to someone, I'm in a relaxed mode. ठीक है ना? I've already given money to someone. Asset side of the balance sheet, liability side of the balance sheet, debit side of the P&L, credit side of the P&L. When we talk about the advanced commission, this commission is yet to be received. है ना? This is asset. Now, we have already given in advance, so I'm more relaxed. Okay, I don't have to pay it anymore. है ना? That means it's an asset for me. I can tell the particular person as and when he'll be there, okay, sir, I've already paid you. Please do not bother me. Right? I have all the rights to do this. Correct? So answer is liability side of the balance sheet, everyone. Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the area of AFM, Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers. I hope I'm clearly audible as well as the PPT is clearly visible, everyone. Okay, now let's move on. Now, today, everyone, before I proceed further, please like this particular session, share it among the peers as well as share it on Instagram, Facebook, wherever possible. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then please hurry up and subscribe the channel as well. Along with this, download the app, everyone, as early as possible, because you will get a lot of opportunities to look forward towards various courses, to look forward towards various the Mahapacks and other offers which are available at another 1% extra discount, right? Now, that's the point. Okay? Now, everyone, balance sheet is prepared with the balances of which of the following? How do we look forward to it, everyone? Balance sheet is prepared with the balances of which of the following? All balances are ledgers, or balances are personal accounts, balances of real accounts, or balances of personal and real account. See, nominal are all taken. Why? Nominal accounts are all taken to the profit and loss account. है ना? If we talk about the P&L, you must have seen that part. This is your P&L. If it is your P&L, then this is your expense part and this is your income. है ना? And when we talk about the balance sheet looks like this. That is asset side and liability side. Okay? So in this case, asset side and liability side is shown here. So does this mean that in this area, this either we have the real accounts because all the assets are here, and the amount that I have to pay to the capital people, the amount that I have to pay to anybody else, that's a part of personal account. So in this case, the correct answer should be balances of both personal and real accounts are a part of it. Right? Now comes the next point, everyone. Closing stock appearing in the trial balance is shown on the debit side of trading account, on the credit side of trading account, or then we have the area of on the asset side of the balance sheet or on the credit side of trading and asset side of balance sheet. Okay, let's look at the closing stock. Closing stock which is here in the trial balance. When we talk about in the trial balance, what does it mean? Closing stock in the trial balance means that anything which is in the trial balance would be shown only once, everyone. It won't be shown twice. That's the rule. If anything is given in the trial balance, it has only one impact. So in this case, the correct answer is this is taken directly towards the asset side because this is left for the future of the organization. Because what is closing stock? The amount which is actually left, है ना? Or when we talk about this specifically about the asset side of the balance sheet, asset side mean the money that see, I produced 10,000 units during the year, and obviously by the end of the year at least something would be left. Now 1,500 units were left. These units are not sold this year, but obviously it would be sold in the next year, isn't it? If not this year, it is sold in the next year, then we have to consider that part, isn't it? So in this case, the correct answer is asset side of the balance sheet. It's an asset. Okay, everyone, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, hurry up and subscribe it right away for all the JIB and CIB updates. Okay. Under the double entry bookkeeping system, an increase in asset is also accompanied by. Acha. Under double entry system, okay everyone, I bought a car. What is the second aspect that will happen? An increase in liabilities, a decrease in liabilities, an increase in owner's equity or decrease in owner's liquidity. If my asset increases, I bought a car, everyone, what will happen? And I got that car for the business only. Either it goes like this because it is based upon I got a car and I paid in cash. But this cash is also bought in the business through capital, है ना? Normally, if I introduce something in the business, it is cash to capital. So can I say that in this case that we are having a situation where we introduce capital in the business, number one. Then number two, when we talk about the area of cash is introduced in the business by adding this up, है ना? So in this case, can you and I say that you introduce capital in the business and through this capital you buy a car? That is an increase in the owner's equity. Done? Next question. What does the term accounting equation assets plus liability owner's equity represent? Everyone? Everybody? What should be the answer? What does the accounting equation asset is equal to liabilities plus owner equity represent? This would represent assets is equal to liabilities plus owner equity. This means whatever money that we are getting into the business for usage, it's because simple, it's because I added it into the business. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. है ना? So in this case, can I say that this is the balance sheet equation? Isn't it? Under the equation of the balance sheet, the rule clearly states this, that whenever you start your business, how do we start our business, everyone? Whenever I start my business, the basic rule of my business is that I can spend the money only if I have got it on my own, or this is the money which anybody else has given. Then, okay, so that is income statement, cash flow, balance sheet, or trial balance. Simple. So in this case, what can be the answer, everyone? The answer in this question can be the balance sheet and only the balance sheet. Rest everything else is basically, trial balance is prepared before the balance sheet, cash flow is derived from it, and income statement is prepared before it. So the balance sheet shows the net worth of the organization. And net worth of the organization is super duper important, right? Okay, next point. Which of the following is an example of operating expenses, everyone? Operating expenses are those expenses um, which are done in order to regulate our business on a daily basis. Okay? These are done in order to use it in our business on a daily basis. When we talk about this area, operating expenses are not direct expenses, but these are actually indirect in nature. We do not take it directly, but this is something which runs our business. Everyone, I bought something. I bought something for my business. Okay? As soon as I bought something for my business, what will happen? If I buy something for my business which is used for daily basis work, that is something which is used for daily basis, and operating is basically, let's say, the admin expenses that we are doing. Without that particular part, can we really work? Matlab, I don't think we can ever work without the operating area. I produce very good goods, but if I don't display it on the rack and I don't keep someone to attend you while showing you that part, will you buy it? I believe the chances are less because I don't even tell you. Then everyone, done. So in this case, which of the following is an example of operating expense? Rent expense. It is. Purchase of equipment, that's a capital expenditure, not a regular expenditure. Then loan repayment. Loan repayment is again reduction in the liability. It's a capital expenditure further, not a regular expenditure of business. Dividend payment to keep the particular shareholder happy. It's a financing payment. This is finance based expense. Okay? This is as per cash flow statement. So in this case, only the rent is the one which is done to run our business. है ना? Okay. Next point. Depreciation is a process of what? Depreciation is a process of increasing the value of an asset. Yes, it is. Reducing the value of the asset over its useful life, recording the purchase of an asset, or we can say calculating the net income of business. Okay. Let's see. Depreciation is basically because I'm using a specific asset, its value goes down and down in the business. है ना? So, increasing the value or decreasing the value, what do we need to do? Depreciation is basically reduction in the value of the asset over the period of time just because we're using it on a daily basis. We keep on using it, it gets old, technologically it becomes older. All these things happen, na? Okay, G. Now, let's look at the answer. Reducing the value of the asset over the period of time. Right? Done? Done. Okay, now comes the next point. Which financial statement provides a snapshot of companies' financial statement positions at a specific point in time? मतलब we are looking at snapshot. Snapshot is just like the screenshot that we take in our phone ना कि ठीक है at this point of time what is the situation? Clicked. Income statement, statement of cash flows, or is it balance sheet or retained earnings? Everyone? What's gonna be the answer? In this case, snapshot of a business financial position. Matlab somebody asked that what is your net worth of your position today? Matlab I'm asking today. They said yeah, today ma'am. So in this case, what I'm trying to find, my cash, my stock on that very day. That is on a specific day itself. So what's going to be the answer? The answer is going to be balance sheet. Then everybody, moving on to the next point. The accounting principle that requires a business to record its activities at the original cost at which it is acquired is known as. What is it called, everyone? The accounting principle that requires the business to record the activities at original cost. मतलब the price at which we actually bought it, है ना? We would record the things at the price at which we actually bought it, not at a random price, right? Matching principle, historical, revenue recognition, or accrual principle. It is actually historical cost. They said what at whatever price you purchase, just look at that particular price. That is what you want, है ना? So what's gonna be the point? The answer is historical cost principle because we are recording everything at historical cost. Historical cost matlab the cost at which we purchased it, है ना? Because this is the price at which we actually buy it. Sorry. Then, okay, the next pointer. Which of the following is not a common financial ratio used for analyzing the company's performance? Return on equity, debt to equity ratio, cash flow statement, or current ratio? Done, everyone? Which of the following is not a common financial ratio used for analyzing the company's performance? ROI, debt to equity, cash flow statement, or current ratio? What's going to be the answer, everyone? Which of the following is not common financial ratio? Common financial ratio is what? Uh, Return on investment, debt to equity, cash flow statement, or current ratio? Which of the following is not financial ratio? The correct answer is cash flow statement. It is not a ratio. It's a statement, isn't it? Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the area of AFM. Okay, everyone, first of all, the sale is going on. It would end soon. Hurry up and go on to our website or download our app and pick up our courses. At this point of time, they are available at 81% discount. Don't forget to use the code Y541, and as soon as you'll use the particular code Y541, you will be able to get 81% discount. So kindly check it out on our website or in our app for further details. Plus, share this particular session, please. Like this session as well as subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Okay, this was the basic thing. Now let's talk about the other points, everyone. Now, my first question for today would be, how's your preparation going on? Have you started looking forward towards your preparation in a stronger manner or not? ठीक है ना? That's the first and foremost thing that should be relevant, because ultimately the most important thing is, acha everyone, one more pointer. Psychologically this happens that maybe many of you would have been buying the courses right now, but to be very honest, just buying the course will not really help you. Being a faculty, I'm telling you why. Because if you buy the course and you're not doing your you're not attending the classes regularly, not practicing on a daily basis, not looking forward towards the solutions as well of the questions, matlab just looking at the particular classes, just like binge watching ki theek hai na, if I missed a particular class, then I'll watch two classes, three classes together, which really doesn't work that way, because na each and every class is quite heavy. Your syllabus is not very small, or I would say it's very cut short wala syllabus. You have a very strong and a very lengthy syllabus, even for a commerce background person, right? So please make sure, if you're looking forward towards the classes, you are being totally honest towards your studies and doing it in the best possible way. Okay, otherwise it will become very difficult for you to do the particular questions. Okay, now done with the basic part. Let's look at the particular question. Acha, what is the specific question that we're talking about? Just removing one part there. This is a specific question of depreciation. The question says that a machinery was purchased for 50,000. Estimated life is 5,000. Okay. Estimated salvage value. Salvage value matlab the money that you are left with after the utilization for a very long period, isn't it? Using the straight line method. You just have to use the straight line method. In this case, whatever your cost is minus the salvage value divided by the number of years. 50,000 minus 5,000 divided by, what are the number of years? 5. Everyone, what's going to be the answer? Everybody, what's going to be the answer in this case? Simple wala question. You just have to use cost minus salvage value. Okay, that is we're looking forward towards cost minus salvage value divided by the life of the asset. If it is for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, whatever the time period is, right? Okay. Now the next point is the answer should be 50 minus 5 is 45,000. 45,000 divided by 5 gives you 9,000 rupees altogether. है ना? So in this case, can I say my amount is 9,000 rupees? Indeed it is. अच्छा नहीं. 9 should be 9 only. 5 nines are 45. The answer is 9. ठीक है? That's a mistake. Correcting it, and the correct answer is 9,000. अच्छा, next question. Okay, this is the next question. Just correcting it a bit. This is a question of this is a question of units of production method. I think units of production method I'll be dealing in the specific class in future, because I wanted to cover the other topics today. So this particular question is a kind of homework. I'll be dealing with this question in the next class so that we can work upon other questions as well, because this takes a little time. Units of production method is chaliye, let's see. An asset is purchased for 60,000 and has an estimated life of 5 years and no salvage value. Matlab nothing is left after all those years. In terms of units of production method, if the asset produced 10,000 units in the first year and 12,000 units in the second year, what is the depreciation expense of the second year? See, you purchase it for 60,000 and the number of units you can. This question requires a little point there. The life of the asset is actually 5 years, but for unit of production method, there's one more thing that is required. The total number of units that can be produced in the lifetime of that particular thing. That part is missing there. Okay? So I have to skip this question because this is incomplete. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. The next question would be related to the area of TDS, TCS. TCS is what and what is TDS? TCS is tax collection at source and TDS is tax deducted at source. How do we define these two terms? So nothing much. TDS and TCS both are basically the reduction made on account of the fact that we are looking forward to payment from the income tax department. See, if you make any service to someone, for example, I provided professional service. I'm a professional, so I'm covered under, there's a section called 194J under TDS, which is covering this part. Okay, I provided professional solicitation. Matlab I was providing professional services to someone. So I gave him a particular service of 1 lakh rupees. Now, if I gave this service to someone and he is paying me 1 lakh rupees, now what will he do? He will utilize his TAN number, deduct TDS at the rate of 10%. Okay, that means he's paying more than the prescribed limit in this case. He is paying 1 lakh rupees to me, so he has to deduct 10,000 rupees. Out of the 1 lakh, he is paying me. Now this 10,000 would be given to whom? This 10,000 would be given to income tax department and telling कि पता है I have given this to PAN number so and so 1 lakh rupees, out of which I am paying 10,000 to the income tax department. Now when I'll file my return, I'll tell the income tax department पता है I got 1 lakh rupees from Mr. So and so, his TAN number was this, overall this is the person, and this 1 lakh is the income that you received. And you remember income tax department, 10,000 of tax is already paid to you. The income tax department will say, indeed, I remember that part. That's how we come to know about it. Now, in this case, what will happen is this is called TDS. You can claim that amount. Yes, this can be claimed in this case, but it cannot be claimed in case of tax collected at source. TCS is slightly different from TDS in the fact that you don't really get a relief out of it. But this amount is just collected at source and this amount is given to the income tax department. Under TCS, for online sales, matlab if we are making an online sales, 1% divided tax divided between CGST and SGST. Simple, if it is CGST and SGST, na, then half of would go to each other. Basically, this is the basic problem which the states faced. Pata hai? When CGST was introduced, na, the GST was introduced rather. The states faced a very weird problem. They said you are killing all the specific sources of our income. The treasury was filled with light taxes that we were putting on people. Now you have removed all the taxes. How will we arrange our funds accordingly? The problem is genuine. So income tax the GST department said, whatever we are making within the state, half of it will go to you, half of it will go to the center. If it is between two states, it is better it goes to the center itself because it is central area. है ना? Plus, in case you need help, they are also providing compensation to the loss of revenue in terms of these states as well. Okay, but yes, this isn't the permanent solution. They're still looking for the solution, but it creates a little trouble. But that is how they say, if there's a GST na, then half and half would be done. It's never 0.25, 0.75 or one particular center or the state will get one more money. It is split into half and half. Okay, the next question, everyone. What is the purpose of tax collection? Everyone? Now, what is the purpose of tax collection at source under GST for online sales? Under GST for online sales, to discourage online sales? No. To streamline tax collection and compliance, to reduce the GST rates for online transaction or to exempt online from GST. If we wanted to, then we would have done that part. Okay. We don't want to make sure that it should not be imposed. Number two, when we talk about this specific scenario, we are looking forward to the collection. When you collect the tax from someone, you give their identity to the income tax department. Now income tax department knows, Hanji, this particular person gave money. He got money. He is supposed to give or get money. Right? So all those things are known to them. So technically, this is done to streamline tax collection and the compliance of the same. Done, everyone? Okay. B has accepted. So this is a question of bills of exchange. B has accepted the bill drawn on him by A. Which of the following statement is correct? A can endorse the bill. B cannot endorse the bill. A can endorse the bill. B cannot. मतलब B point and C point. And B can endorse the bill. अच्छा. A issued the bill. B said okay. He accepted the bill and returned it back. Now that means bill receivable is in the hand of A and bills payable is in the hand of B. What will they do? Simple. A will say that the bill receivable, in this case the amount is to be received. So what can he do? Simple. He can give it to someone else. He can transfer or give it to the bank itself as well. है ना? So in this case only A has the right to endorse it. Nobody else has this specific thing. Then the answer is A can do that, but B cannot. Only A has the right. Then, under what circumstances that the drawer and the payee is the same person with reference to a bill of exchange? Drawer is the person who draws the bill. Original person was A, he gave the bill to B. B said okay, bills payable. A said okay, bill receivable. Now the point arises. Why? The point arises because the B is always the payer. He is supposed to pay. Now in this case they say under what circumstances the drawer and the payee, this is the payee if nobody else is, A will receive the bill. The payee will remain the same. है ना? In this case, what's going to be the answer? See, ultimately, if B is going to pay in any case, the payee and the drawer remains the same if he retains the bill, isn't it? If A retains the bill, when the drawer dishonors the bill, nope, payee is nothing there. The drawer holds the bill till the date of maturity. He endorses to the third party or banker. The one who gets the bill, to whom it is actually transferred, becomes the payee. If we keep the bill, then it is ours. So in this case, we can say that if we hold the bill till the date of maturity is covered here. What account will be created when discounted bill is dishonored? Drawee account, drawer's account, bank account, endorsee's account. What account will be credited when the discounted bill is dishonored? What account, everyone? Discount, acha. The bill is gone. In this case, the answer should be bank account. It should be debited actually. Acha, this is dishonored, na? Yes. Now we owe money to them. Now we owe money to them. Done, everyone? We are owing money to the bank, na? Okay. In this case, what's going to be the answer, everyone? The answer is bank, because we are going to return the money to the bank. Right? Next question. On 13/7/2024, withdraws a bill on Y for 25,000. This is for 30 days. Acha, the due date of the bill would be what? 13th of July. That means out of 31, 13 days are gone. How many days are left? 18 days of July and 12 days of August. Adding 3 days of grace. 18 days of July plus 12 days of August will make 30 days. Then you give grace days of 3. That makes 18 plus 12 plus this becomes 15th of August. but that's a general holiday, a public holiday, so it should be done on 14th. That's the day. And everyone, chaliye, I think this is the last question for the day, right? But before I end my session, everyone, let's look at one more question. If the due date of the bill falls on a public holiday, the date is already declared it's a public holiday. So what will we do? We will have 1 day before the due date. ठीक है ना? This would be 1 day before the due date. Then everybody, chaliye. Now, before I end the particular session, I hope you know our sale would be ending soon. So this is the perfect time. Go ahead and use the code Y541. Check out our website. This is our website, everyone. Go on to JIB and CIB area www.adda247.com. Go on to the area of JIB May 2024. Have the Mahapack right away. It is available at a discount of 81%. Revision batch, regular batch, everything included. Bilingual English medium, everything included. Validity is for 12 months. So a good time for you to look forward towards our courses, everyone. So that's it for the day. I'll be meeting you in the next class. Please check it out on our website or in our app for further details, everyone. Go ahead and buy it and use the code Y541. Thank you.